How do you do? I'm forgetting your name. I'm sorry.
Logalbo, Johnny.
Johnny Logalbo. Thank you for joining us. We actually read about your candidacy. I think it was last week we saw you enter the race, and obviously you're a new face, new candidate. So my question is, what experience do you bring to run for the city mayor of the city of Chicago to solve so many of the insurmountable problems that our current mayor seems unable to,
Achieve.
first head on hit?
Yeah, well, my background is in mental health. So, and it's all about building relationships. The city's going to run based on the relationships you build with the people in the city. So my background is to bring a lot of mental health resources back to the city and help the people with problems, because that's the real issue right now. So as we bring them a lot of the resources to get them support, help them become better and functional with themselves, and you're going to have a lot better city. And that's my background.
Mr. Logalbo, you are like preaching to the choir, because we talk about mental health. Rahm Emanuel shutting down the mental health clinics, reopening mental health clinics, providing more mental health, we feel is a proactive solution, not only to helping people have healthy lives, but to prevent crime. Because so much crime is the result of a lot of people who have unaddressed mental health issues. So what is your background in mental health, and how would you present that solution if you won the office to basically reopen the mental health clinics and start doing that?
That's the first approach. Reopen these clinics and bring resources to everybody in all the areas of Chicago, because that's the biggest problem that we have right now. For myself, I'm a counselor, freelance, 40 years. I got 48 hours training from Harold Washington College, and I've been doing it all my life. It's my passion. If people don't have the ability to cope properly with problems and know how to get out of them problems in a positive way, they resort to negative opportunities. So I want to be like bring my administration a surrogate parenting type of experience to the kids and the people who don't have the resources, and bring a more loving approach and help them overcome their problems so they can have better lives. Because ultimately, if you're troubled in your mind, nothing works. You can offer jobs, you can bring all kind of resources to people, but if they're not functional, they won't utilize them resources. So I'm going to the core of the problem, and the problem is I want to take people on a journey inside of themselves, because we were always taught that there's so much out here that's going to make us happy. And it's really false, because all the counseling I counsel people who are extremely wealthy, and they were very troubled in their minds. So the problem is in the mind. So I want to bring these kind of opportunities to people to turn back and look inside of themselves, and because that's where we're going to find solutions.
You are one of the first candidates I've spoken to or heard from that really makes this a main focus, which is obviously very important. Now, that being said, in all fairness, you're new to the race. Obviously, you face a challenge getting more people to know about you. Best case scenario, you win. Worst case scenario, you don't. How would you work and how would you work with whatever administration ends up on the fifth floor to really make these very, very pressing, important issues to focus on them and basically reopen the mental health clinics and really push a united front to make that happen?
Yeah, I would love to work with any other administration if I'm to lose this race and give them my experience. Also, I'm a recovered addict 40 years. So I've done it. I almost died when I was 23. And the experience I had at the time I died was that I was my problem. So I changed because I was such a caring and loving person, but I realized I wasn't loving to myself. So at that moment, before I decided I was going to end my life, I said, well, maybe this makes sense, because I was talking, but I wasn't living what I was talking. So within 4 months, I quit drinking, doing drugs, smoking. I became a vegan, and I've been representing this lifestyle all along. So my problem ultimately, and what I'm going to bring to the people of Chicago, is that the problem is themselves. So I'm going to help any administration, help them realize to bring people focused back onto themselves instead of blaming everybody else. Because ultimately, no matter who hurts you or what hurt you, you're left with the pain. And pain's supposed to come through you, but so many people, it grows in them. And when it grows in them, they get destroyed. So we want to help people cope properly so they can pass through the pain and have better lives.
Listen, props to you. Very good. I'm so grateful that you've recovered and that you're bringing your experience to help people. We have we have something we've compiled with our viewers to Chicago Corner on YouTube. We're also at chicagocornertv.com. We irreverently call this the Chicago Corner Manifesto. But what it encompasses is very important issues to viewers all across Chicagoland, from everything ranging from homelessness to infrastructure to mental health to police reform. We're asking all the candidates we speak with here today to take the questionnaire with them. You don't have to do it tonight, but if you can take it, review it, fill it out, email it back to me, jerry@chicagocorner.tv, if you have any comments or questions, or if you agree with what we're presenting on behalf of the citizens across the city. We hope that the candidates we speak to really are hearing a direct line from our viewers to what's important to them, along with the epidemic of mental health. And I really salute you on making that an important issue in your campaign.
I appreciate the opportunity, and thank you so much. And thank you for letting me share my vision. Thanks, brother. Thank you. Thank you.